My beloved, hear this truth as if it were whispered directly into the depths of your heart, because what I am about to reveal to you is not something to be dismissed lightly or taken as mere words on a page, but rather a living and breathing message that has the power to alter the way you see yourself, the way you see your life, and the way you perceive the road that stretches before you. And I tell you with unwavering love and certainty that your story carries a purpose far greater than the shadows of your past, far greater than the regrets that try to cling to your memory, and far greater than the pain that once seemed to define your identity. There are moments in life when the weight of yesterday feels so heavy that it seems impossible to step forward. Moments when mistakes, failures, and scars feel like chains that drag your soul into silence. But I, your Creator, am reminding you today that those chains do not define you, for I have already broken them through my love. And what once tried to imprison you is now merely a testimony of what you have survived, what you have overcome, and what you will one day use as evidence that my hand was upon you, even in the valleys where you thought you had been abandoned. Understand this, my child. Your past is not your prison, it is your preparation. And though it may appear at times that the chapters behind you are filled with pain and brokenness, know that every line, every wound, and every struggle has been woven into a greater design, a design that you cannot yet fully see because it stretches beyond the horizon of your understanding. But I assure you that I, who have authored your beginning, am also writing your ending. And my story for you is not one of despair, but of redemption, renewal, and divine purpose that surpasses what your human eyes can measure. The world may try to remind you of your past. People may attempt to reduce you to the version of yourself that stumbled, fell, or faltered. But I tell you this day that you are not defined by where you have been. You are defined by where you are going with me. And every step you take in faith is a declaration that the darkness behind you cannot extinguish the light before you. For I am the light of your path, and I lead you into green pastures of peace and into rivers of restoration that flow without ceasing. Do not despise your past, for within it lies the soil where your testimony was planted. And just as a seed must be buried in the darkness before it can break forth into life, so too have your past trials buried seeds of resilience, faith, and wisdom within you. Seeds that are now rising to the surface to bear fruit in due season. And when that fruit blossoms, others will see that beauty can come from ashes and strength can rise from sorrow. And they will know that it was not your power that carried you, but mine. And through this, they too will find hope. I want you to remember, beloved, that every wound you carry can become a window for my light to shine through. Every scar can serve as a story of survival, and every loss can become the ground where compassion and understanding are cultivated. For nothing is wasted in my hands, and even the broken fragments of your life can be pieced together to form a mosaic of glory that tells a story far greater than you could have written alone. Your story carries a purpose that extends beyond what you think of yourself, for you are not merely here to exist and survive. You are here to impact, to inspire, and to illuminate the paths of others who are walking through the same shadows you once endured. And the pain you thought would destroy you will one day become the very words that heal someone else's soul. Because I have chosen you not only to rise, but to lead others out of the darkness through the evidence of your life. Do not let shame linger in your spirit, for shame is a voice of deception that seeks to keep you bound. But I remind you that I do not look upon you with condemnation, for there is no condemnation for those who belong to me. Instead, I look upon you with compassion, grace, and unshakable love, and I see you not as who you were, but as who you are becoming, a vessel of light, a carrier of truth, and a child of promise. Think of this, beloved. Even the most broken vessels can hold the purest water when touched by divine hands. And in the same way, your brokenness does not disqualify you from my calling. It qualifies you, because it is through weakness that my strength is made perfect, and it is through cracks that my glory shines the brightest. For if you were flawless and unscarred, how would others ever see the miracle of grace that has been poured over your life?
Your purpose is not canceled because of your past. In fact, your purpose has been refined through it. And what once was a stumbling block is now a stepping stone. What once was a wound is now a well of wisdom. And what once was a season of silence is now becoming the stage upon which my voice will echo through your life, declaring to the world that nothing, not even the darkest valley, can separate you from my love. So I say to you today, lift your head, for your journey is not defined by what lies behind you. It is propelled by what lies within you. And within you, I have placed dreams, gifts, talents, and callings that will unfold in their appointed time. And as you continue walking in faith, you will see that every delay was not denial, but preparation. Every setback was not punishment, but positioning. And every unanswered prayer was not neglect, but redirection towards something far greater than you could have imagined. When you look back, do so not with regret, but with gratitude. For each step, whether painful or joyful, brought you to this moment where you stand. And this moment is the place where transformation begins, where healing deepens, and where hope awakens. And I remind you, beloved, that the best chapters of your story have not yet been written, for I am still writing, still guiding, and still shaping the masterpiece of your life. Take courage, my child, for your past may whisper lies, but my truth roars louder. And my truth is this: you are chosen, you are loved, you are forgiven, and you are destined for a purpose far beyond your imagination. And though storms may come, though trials may persist, and though doubts may creep into your mind, hold fast to the knowledge that I am with you always, from beginning to end, and I will never let go. So walk forward today not as one who is haunted by the shadows of yesterday, but as one who carries the light of eternity within, knowing that your story, every page of it, has meaning, every line of it has purpose, and every chapter of it is building toward a future that reflects my glory, my love, and my perfect plan for you. And let this truth bring you peace. Your past may explain you, but it does not define you, because I, your Creator, have declared a purpose that surpasses every mistake, and nothing in this world can overturn what I have spoken over your life. And so, beloved, let your heart rest in this assurance, for your story carries a purpose beyond your past, and in the days ahead, you will see that even the broken roads were leading you home, to me, and to the destiny I designed long before you ever took your first breath.
And as you breathe in these words, my beloved, understand that every season of your life, whether it unfolded with laughter that echoed like sunlight across open fields, or with tears that fell silently upon your pillow in the stillness of night, has been carefully interwoven with threads of purpose that stretch far beyond what your eyes can now see. And these threads, though invisible to you, are strong and unbreakable, because they have been spun from my love, my wisdom, and my eternal plan for you. And when the tapestry of your life is one day revealed in its fullness, you will behold a masterpiece where even the darkest shades were necessary to highlight the brilliance of the light. Do not allow the voice of discouragement to convince you that your past disqualifies you. For I tell you with unwavering truth that the very places where you have been broken are now being transformed into places where others will find healing. And the very words you once cried out in despair will one day become the words you speak to lift someone else out of their own despair. And this is how your story carries a purpose beyond your past, because your testimony is not simply for you. It is a key that unlocks doors for others, a lamp that lights their way, and a bridge that leads them from hopelessness to hope. As you stand at this crossroads, understand that I am not only interested in the pages you have already written, but in the ones you are writing now and the ones you will write tomorrow. And though you may feel at times that you are walking blindly through unknown territory, trust that my hand is steady upon your shoulder, guiding you gently yet firmly into the places you are meant to be. Places where your gifts will flourish, where your voice will matter, and where your presence will be an answer to someone's prayer. Because nothing I allow in your life is random, and everything I allow is part of a greater design, a divine choreography where every step, even the ones that felt like stumbles, lead to a dance of grace and redemption. There will be moments, beloved, when the road ahead feels steep and your strength feels small. But I tell you that in those very moments, you will find reservoirs of resilience you did not know you had. Reservoirs I placed within you long before you were born. And these hidden strengths will emerge not through striving, but through surrender. Not through fear, but through faith. For faith is not pretending you are unshaken. It is trusting that I am your anchor when everything else trembles. And as you cling to me, you will find that the storms that once terrified you now serve to deepen your roots, strengthen your character, and polish the facets of your soul so that you reflect my light even more brightly. And as you walk this journey, remember always that comparison is a thief of joy and a distortion of truth. And when you are tempted to measure your progress against the progress of others, pause and breathe deeply, for your path is sacred and unique. It cannot be measured by another's footsteps. And though it may appear that others are advancing more quickly or shining more brightly, know that what you see is only a fragment of their story, while I see the entirety of yours. And my timing for you is perfect, precise, and purposeful, unfolding exactly as it should to prepare you for the impact you are destined to have. Lift your eyes to the horizon, beloved, and behold the dawn that is rising. For just as night cannot hold back the morning sun, your past cannot hold back the future I have prepared for you. And every prayer you whispered in secret, every tear you shed in silence, and every hope you dared to keep alive, even when the world told you to let it go, has been gathered in my hands, treasured in my heart, and woven into the fabric of your destiny. And in the fullness of time, these seeds of faith and endurance will burst forth into a harvest of joy, peace, and fulfillment that will leave you in awe of my goodness. Never forget that the same voice that spoke the stars into existence now speaks over you, declaring life where there was once death, hope where there was once despair, and purpose where there was once confusion. And if I can set galaxies spinning in perfect order, can I not also order your steps and bring beauty out of your brokenness? Trust me, my beloved, for my plans for you are not small. They are vast and radiant, and even the detours and delays you have endured are not wasted time, but sacred intervals where your character was being refined and your vision was being clarified. take this moment now as you read these words to breathe deeply and release the burdens of yesterday, the regrets you have clung to, and the lies you have believed about your worth. For I am calling you into a new season, a season where you no longer define yourself by what you have lost, but by what you are gaining. A season where you see yourself as I see you, whole, beloved, forgiven, chosen, and equipped. And as you step into this new chapter, let my peace go before you. Let my strength sustain you, and let my love surround you like a mantle that nothing can tear away. And so, my beloved, know this as an unshakable truth. Your story carries a purpose beyond your past, and that purpose is not fragile. It is fortified by my hand, and no person, no failure, no season of struggle can undo what I have ordained. For I am faithful to complete what I have begun in you. And as you continue to walk with me, you will see how even the darkest nights gave birth to the brightest mornings, how even the heaviest storms prepared the ground for the most abundant harvests, and how even the deepest wounds became the very places where my glory shone through you. Let this be the anthem of your soul as you move forward. I am more than my mistakes. I am more than my pain. I am more than my past, because the God who holds the universe holds me, and my life is a living testament to redemption, to hope, and to the unstoppable power of divine purpose.
And as you reflect on these words, beloved, I want you to understand that the fingerprints of eternity are already upon your life, that nothing you have endured has slipped through the cracks of my awareness, and even when you believed yourself to be lost in shadows so thick that no light could penetrate, my presence was beside you, walking silently, carrying you at times when you could not carry yourself, and weaving meaning into moments that you thought were meaningless, because every heartbeat you have ever had and every breath you take is infused with purpose that stretches beyond time itself. And this purpose cannot be erased by mistakes, cannot be diminished by failure, and cannot be destroyed by the voices of doubt that rise against you. When you look into your past, I ask you not to see only the brokenness and the scars, but also the resilience that carried you through. Because resilience is not born in moments of ease, it is carved in valleys of difficulty, it is sharpened in the fires of trial, and it is polished by the tears of nights when you prayed without answers. And it is precisely these experiences that have built within you a capacity for compassion, for wisdom, for perseverance, and for faith that could not have been developed in any other way. And so I remind you that even the pain had a purpose, even the silence carried lessons, and even the storms were teachers, guiding you toward deeper trust in me. There is a beauty in your story that you may not yet perceive, a beauty that does not come from perfection or from the absence of mistakes, but from the way your heart has continued to beat with hope despite the setbacks, from the way your spirit has chosen to rise again when it was pushed down, and from the way you continue to seek light even when darkness tries to close in. And this beauty is not for you alone, but for those who will one day encounter your story and see reflected in it the same love and grace that carried you. And in that moment, they too will find courage to rise, courage to believe, and courage to walk forward into their own destinies. And I want you to know, beloved, that your story is not small, it is not insignificant, and it is not forgotten. Because every page of your life is inscribed with meaning, and while you may sometimes feel that you are moving in circles or wandering without direction, I see the larger picture that you cannot. I see how even the detours are part of the journey, and I see how even the seasons of waiting are essential chapters, for waiting is not wasted time, but sacred preparation. And in the stillness of waiting, I refine your heart, I strengthen your faith, and I align you with the right moment, the right people, and the right opportunities that are waiting ahead. So when doubt tells you that you are behind, remember that you are right where you are meant to be. For I am not bound by human timelines, and my timing is always perfect. arriving neither too early nor too late, but precisely at the appointed moment when all things align. And when that moment comes, the doors that were once closed will open effortlessly. The prayers that seemed unanswered will blossom into blessings, and the path that once felt hidden will shine before you with clarity and peace. For I am a God of order, of precision, and of unfailing faithfulness. I urge you, beloved, to see your scars not as marks of shame, but as badges of survival. To see your wounds not as evidence of defeat, but as testimonies of strength. Because each one tells a story of how you endured, how you overcame, and how you emerged with wisdom and perspective that others desperately need. And this is why your story carries a purpose beyond your past, because it is not only about you, it is about the lives you will touch, the hearts you will heal, and the souls you will inspire through the very experiences that once made you question your worth. Even now, as you stand here reading these words, I am breathing new life into your vision. I am expanding your understanding of who you are, and I am calling you to step forward with boldness, no longer chained by regret or paralyzed by fear, but empowered by the knowledge that I am with you, that my love is upon you, and that my purpose for you cannot be undone by the mistakes of yesterday. For my grace is greater than your past, my mercy is deeper than your failures, and my plans for you stretch higher than your wildest imagination. So take courage, my child, and let your heart be still, for your future is secure in me, your identity is anchored in me, and your destiny is unfolding with precision and power. And as you move into tomorrow, remember always that the chapters ahead will carry more joy than sorrow, more peace than chaos, and more clarity than confusion. Because I am not finished with you yet, and the best pages of your story are still waiting to be written, filled with victories that will echo in eternity, and blessings that will overflow into the lives of others.